Hey everyone, so we are back with another reading, and this one is going to be all about your future lifestyle. So, by lifestyle, I mean your day to day life, 9 to 5, how you spend your time, and the overall vibe of your life. So, basically, you wake up at a certain time, you have coffee, or a matcha latte, or a green juice, or Pop Tarts, or nothing. Then you go back to bed, or you hit the gym, or you go into work, or you start your hobby, then the rest of your day, how it will go. So basically, your schedule, your overall vibe, everything you have going on in your life in the future. So I have a beautiful selection of fruit for you guys today. I figured since it is the new year and a lot of people are doing New Year's resolutions, that we would continue on this healthy food kick for a little bit of a change for you guys. So today we are going to start from pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4, and I'm going to show you up close as well. So this one is pile number 1, and it's a beautiful selection of red or purple grapes. Then we have pile number 2, which is a delicious green lime, perfect for key lime pie or something. Then we have pile number 3, which is a red apple. So we did have another apple in another selection, but this is actually different, just FYI. We have more than one apple. And then we have pile number 4. This is a delicious mango, a little unripe at the end, but looking super tasty. So hopefully you guys feel called to one of the piles. If you need to spend more time deciding, feel free to pause, rewind, mute me. I won't be offended, or whatever you need to do, but we're going to go ahead and jump into pile 1. Hey, pile 1. So if you guys picked these red grapes, this is going to be your reading. Or maybe they're called black or purple grapes. I don't know. But they probably make red wine, which is one of my favorites, Pinot Noir, or whatever you guys like to drink. They might make them. But anyway, let's get into your reading, guys. You guys got the High Priestess, Queen of Wands, Hanged Man, the Sun, Five of Cups, Six of Swords, Seven of Cups, Hermit, Lovers, Five of Wands, Three of Cups, and Judgment. So what I'm getting for you guys is like, wow, you're going to have a very, I feel like, active lifestyle kind of a thing. And honestly, a major thing that's coming in right away for a lot of you guys is that you are going to be in like a very intense love relationship. I don't feel like it's like a codependent intense. It's not like, you can't do anything else or without this person, but it seems like this really impacts your lifestyle. So I'm getting kind of glamorous vibes, and I'm wondering if this person brings a certain amount of money into the equation or something like that, because it really feels like you guys have a high-end type of lifestyle. I feel like but I'm also getting that it's not like you feel worked or exhausted. Like you don't feel like you guys are, just up all the time having to work for hours on end. It feels like you have a certain amount of free time. I'm almost seeing the lifestyle of someone that, wakes up at like 8, or I don't know when, but like then they have a green juice or something, or some matcha latte, and then they have like a healthy breakfast. Like I do feel like a lot of you guys are going to be health conscious or into health or into fitness or something. And you know, I feel like you guys are going to be in some kind of a routine of like working out or health, something like that. I don't know. So it may be that you wake up, you have, I don't know, a coffee, or like I said, a matcha latte, then you're going to the gym, or you have a personal trainer or something. It feels like that kind of stereotypical, almost like lady of leisure, or I guess if you're a man, gentleman of leisure, who is, having free time to like work on themselves, has the money, the time, the space in their life to really focus on whatever they want to focus on. So it's like, and leveling up and being the best version of themselves. So it seems like I'm like, okay, so is this coming from this lover? Because the lover is coming through very strong in this reading. Obviously, you pulled the lover's card. And honestly, I'm just getting vibes up with the Three of Cups as well, of someone that like has free time, has friends, can go and have like a leisurely lunch with someone, go and get like drinks with the gals at like 3 p.m. You know what I mean? Or with the guys, I guess. So I don't know. It seems like, so, and if you're like really committed to your career, or you're like that, I don't know if I want to be reliant on my partner. I know a lot of the divine masculines in my readings wouldn't necessarily want to be like, the kept man of like a woman or whatever. So if you're a straight guy and you're like, this is just not what I would be interested in, it could be that you're the one who has a business that allows you a lot of freedom and you have a lot of time for yourself. And you're still making a lot of money and providing, but you're in a very intense love relationship. I'm getting the love relationship coming in strong. I'm just trying to put together the pieces of the puzzle. And since the majority of my viewers are feminines, I do feel like it may be something where, they're in a relationship with a masculine who's providing. But I'm just guessing here. I'm just trying to read the cards. So take it as it resonates. But it does seem like the lifestyle for sure feels almost like a lady of leisure or gentleman of leisure, where you're waking up, you're playing tennis, you're, drinking green juices and having your probiotics, and maybe you have a personal trainer, and then there's like leisure time for you to go out and have fun and enjoy. Something big that's coming in as well with the Five of Cups and Six of Swords is that I do feel like there's a lot of you guys that are going through work right now, and the Hanged Man, there may be a level of needing to readjust certain things in your life to bring in this energy. So keep in mind, all energies are possible outcomes. This is like the direction that spirit is saying you are headed in, but it's like I feel like for you guys, you may need to change certain things to reach this point. You may need to level up, and I'm not thinking that's gonna be too hard for y'all because you got the High Priestess, so you guys are already psychic. But it's like you are going to have to, I do feel like a lot of these adjustments are going to happen naturally. Maybe you're the kind of person that you're listening to this, you're like, I never wanted a love like I don't need a huge love relationship. I'm career focused. This would never be me. I would never give up my career to be at home or something. But it seems like there's going to be changes in what you guys want, and a change in mindset coming through really strong with Five of Cups and Six of Swords. And in order to become a match for any energy, we have to align ourselves with it. So if we want to be a successful business owner, we can't just do that if we're like used to like lazing around all day and never doing work, and like we can never figure out how to get anything done. It's just probably not going to be in alignment. And at the same time, if you want to bring in love, but you're like so independent and to the point where you are not down to have anyone in your life, then that's probably not going to happen. So it's like, I feel like some of you guys, you do need to work and do a little work to align yourself with this energy. And I feel like you guys are going to be very fulfilled by this. Honestly, I feel like you guys are going to be so happy in this lifestyle. And you have a lot of fun. That's really important. Is like with that Three of Cups, again, I'm seeing like, friends going out to like have margaritas in the middle of the day, or, going on like a girl's trip or a guy's trip. It just seems like you guys really enjoy your lifestyle, but I'm also getting from spirit that you guys have put in the work to achieve this. And I'm not talking about, since obviously this is more the vibe of, I feel like you're not necessarily like working, grinding every day with this vibe, but it's more like the interior work. And we got the Hermit. So it's like you guys are doing, I feel like, work now to align yourself. And a lot of people are going to be like, how did they get this? Or like, I really didn't think that like she would be able to find someone like this, especially after XYZ happened to her, or she used to be this kind of a way or something like that. But it's like your inner work is going to be paying off later, and you guys are going to be aligning yourself with this energy for sure. You guys are going to be, I think, really happy and positive about this. So let's get more cards, you guys. So we got Pride, Love, and Growth. So again, a need for growth with you guys, a need for you guys to be open to some of these changes, because I feel like some of y'all are the types that if you did have this Prince Charming or Princess Charming come out of the woodwork now, you'd be like, no, I'm good, no thank you. But I feel like you guys will really like this. So there's going to be interior growth happening. No need to rush it, no need to panic like, oh, I need to align myself right now, because spirit knows the timing, and whenever we align ourselves, it can happen quick. So the thing is, I feel like you guys are going to be aligned with this at the right time, but this is just something to be aware of. And if you feel called, like you feel like spirit is suddenly, I don't know, bringing up like relationship, how to be good in a relationship videos on YouTube or something, or you're suddenly thinking like, I love being independent, but gee, I would kind of like
a boyfriend right now or something, be open to that. Don't be like, oh, it has to be this way. I have to be super independent or whatever. Because I feel like you're going to be so happy in this and you guys are going to be very proud of your life. I feel like you're going to have a lot of people that look at your life and are like, wow, like I can't believe they did that, like they did such a great job, or like I can't believe they landed this person. And we have love coming through again. So like I said, this is a major aspect of this reading. It comes up multiple times. So this is definitely a major aspect of your life. I feel like you are in love with someone that you find very attractive. I'm seeing people like walking on the beach together. I'm seeing honestly like a blonde guy, but I don't know who that is. I mean, it could be your partner, it could be someone else. I don't know. It could just be someone in your friend group, but I'm getting the vibe that you're attracted to this person. And he has kind of kind eyes. So I do feel like this could be, maybe some of you guys are going to be with a blonde guy. If you're like, no, I definitely not into blondes, maybe that'll change with this, but maybe for some of you guys, they'll look different. I mean, it's a general reading, but I do feel like you're going to be so tuned into this person. And it just seems like you guys love spending time with each other. That's what's coming through, is like the vibe of a couple that genuinely enjoys each other, genuinely um, gets a kick out of each other, genuinely like has fun. And it's not like, oh, okay, my partner is like really annoying about this, but like whatever, I made a commitment. It's not like one of those relationships. I feel like so many relationships seem like the people honestly seem miserable. This is not that vibe. You guys are super in love with each other, and with the Queen of Wands, they're very attracted to you. So I feel like you guys keep looking young, keep looking good. Maybe this is what I'm picking up with the green juice and the like probiotics and the lifestyle, but it just seems like you guys are looking good. And I also am getting, like, again, you guys do look younger. And this is what I'm getting, where I said a lot of people are going to be shocked by this. It may come in a little later in life. It may come in at like 35, 40 or older, when people are like, oh, I thought in order to have a trophy wife, you'd have to be like super young or something like that, or you know what I mean, that this person wouldn't have as many good dating options because she waited a while to get married. And it's like, no, that's not how it works. And you guys may be having it a little bit later, but you guys are looking so good, and like your blessings can come at a different time. So like I said, don't rush it, because I feel like you guys are going through a growth period, but be open and ready for that growth. So we also got woman holding a heart, more love, community, garden and the gate, and envy. So a lot of people are going to be envious of you guys. A lot of people are going to be envious of this lifestyle and kind of wonder, like, how did they do this? I keep getting that in my head. How did they pull it off? How did they do this? How is this possible? Like, a lot of the things you guys are going to get done or have in your life are things that people just thought was like off limits, especially maybe for someone like you. Maybe some of you guys didn't come from a super wealthy background, or maybe you came from higher end background, but like there was one way of doing things, and they just thought that, especially I'm getting for some of you guys, it's your age, or it's your like other things that happened in life. It's like you guys have had disappointments in life. So people were kind of like lurking on your Facebook, lurking on your Instagram, and thinking like, oh, so they're not really going to do so much. Oh, well, that's kind of sad. They're obviously out of this age range, and like that could never happen for them. And it's going to be a surprise, and people are going to be envious because they almost like thought you were out of the race, but you came back from behind and like won. You know what I mean? Obviously, there's more than one way to win at life, but y'all are definitely winning at life. So it's like, of course, it's not a zero sum game like a race where only one person gets the gold medal, but you guys are going to have that gold medal for sure. And yeah, like I'm seeing the metaphor of like, the top competitor that people were worried and nervous about. And then, halfway out of the race, they kind of fall back and like they go into last place and they disappear. And then it's like, before the race ends, next thing they know, this person is racing back to the very front, and they have more vitality, more energy than anyone else in the race, because they maybe took this like fallback period. And next thing, they're sprinting to the finish line and they beat everyone, and everyone's like, what the heck? And obviously people are going to be unhappy about that. Obviously people are going to be a little bit mad if that event were to happen. So there is this element of envy from other people, but that's none of your business, to be honest. So let them be envious. As Kanye says, and I love this line, let the haters hate and let the money pile up. So, it doesn't matter, whatever. They can keep hating, and that's not our problem. But I do feel like you guys are going to have a community of fun friends, fun people around you. You're gonna have an enjoyable lifestyle. Again, I keep getting this vibe like margaritas in the afternoon, or just going out with friends and having fun. You're going to be surrounded by people that you genuinely enjoy and genuinely bring you a lot of excitement. And then woman holding a cart. So again, more of this love vibe that you guys are getting. So this isn't a love reading. So I don't want to tune in too much to the energy of like this person. I want to focus on your lifestyle. But again, you just seem so into them. It seems like you guys have almost like a similar sense of humor or a similar vibe, and honestly they seem so into you. Like that's just what I'm getting, is like they're almost addicted to you. You could ask for anything and they would say yes. They are so obsessed with you, and I feel like you actually really enjoy them as well. It's not a burden for you, like, oh well, they bring a lot to the table, so I guess I have to be with them. It only makes logical sense. It's like, no, you're so into it too, and this is a reciprocal relationship. And again, you guys have fun together. So you might even bring them along to margaritas with the girls, or, want to go out and have drinks with them. It just seems like you guys have kind of a level of money and you're able to both have some leisure and enjoy yourselves together. So, other cards we got are Speaker, environmentalist, and creative expression. So with environmentalist coming in, I'm getting almost, you guys could be environmentalists, or that could be kind of a stand-in for overall like charitable causes. You know that a lot of women who have like extra money, extra time, they end up going into like charity or heading up charities and stuff. And it definitely seems like this is a vibe of someone that has that leisure time to maybe like run an environmental charity or start a charity for the homeless, or start an arts charity or something. It also seems like you guys have free time to pursue your creative interests. So maybe some of you guys have interests as painters, or maybe you have interests as writers, or you're just going to be able to spend that time really doing the things you love and really picking and choosing what you want. And with speaker, maybe you guys are going up in front of these people, like maybe you're like a public face of these organizations, or maybe you guys have a side YouTube channel or a Instagram or something where you're showing your face. You're like, I think a lot of people that end up having a lot of money, a lot of disposable income, they end up starting like an Instagram, being like, oh, this is my daily lifestyle or daily routine. And again, I'm getting a lot of you guys are into health or fitness or something. So that would be, it would make sense like as a side business or something. So I feel like you guys have a little bit of a public profile. I'm not getting like super strong indication of that in either direction, but there does seem like in this group there will be people that, and maybe this is where the envy comes in, because whenever you put yourself out there, there's going to be some envious people, but it does seem like people are a little bit envious of your lifestyle. So maybe you're featuring that somehow on social media or something, and people are looking in like, wow, this person just has their life so much on point, and people want to learn from you. People are inspired by you. So this is a really powerful energy for you to be in, and it really blesses you. But I definitely feel like people are looking at you and kind of taking in the things you say and learning from you. So yeah, so other cards we got are Netcaster, preparations come to fruition, Dragon Sword, protecting the future, Lost in space, needing direction, and Beloved, radical acceptance. So I feel like for you guys, again, Netcaster and Lost in space, there is going to be kind of a realignment, a redirectioning, a repositioning for you guys. Like I'm seeing spirit taking someone that's like facing that way and just turning them like that and being like, go there. So I feel like for some of you guys, you may be on a different path right now, or you may be heading in a different direction, or the stuff you think you're working on that's going to pay off, it may be different. It may be like you're like trying to be an accountant and you're like, I'm going to earn a lot of money with this or whatever, but spirit's going to have you meet someone, and then next thing they're like, hey, like quit your job and come marry me, and it's something you really enjoy or something like that, or you're in a certain industry and you switch industries, you pivot. But it does seem like there's an element of surprise here for you guys, but I do feel like you're going to really love this lifestyle. And it says preparations come to fruition being like that positive blooming state of when everything comes in bloom in like harvest season. So it seems like this is a really positive thing with a lot of potential for reward and for blessings for you guys. So it doesn't seem like you are changing yourself and then you're unhappy with the result. It seems like all the work you do on yourself is definitely paying off. And I feel like, again, wealth coming in, dragon sword protecting the future. It seems like you guys have a mountain of money. So maybe you guys have savings or investments, or maybe your homes are worth something, or you just have a lot of disposable income, but it definitely seems like there's money and wealth energy in this pile. We also got beloved, radical acceptance. So again, with this energy of someone that's really passionate about you, like I said, a little bit obsessed with you, very turned on by you, which is also Queen of Wands. Like I said, she's very seductive, very attractive, and I feel like your partner is finds you just so attractive. Like everything you do kind of like turns them on. Um, yeah, like the lyrics from the Police song, "Every little thing she does is magic." That's how they feel about you. Like they really just think you guys are just like on fire, you know? Like this heart is burning on fire. So it's like they just really are so drawn to you, and I feel like that's just kind of the engine that fuels this beautiful life, is like the love you guys have is like this foundation or this baseline, and then it just spurs the other blessings that come in because you guys are very strong in love energy, which is a very powerful manifesting energy anyway. So that might be why there's a lot of wealth flowing around as well, a lot of positive stuff. It just seems like the attraction, the connection is so strong between you guys. So other cards we got are the Lovers, unsurprisingly, Six of Cups, Knight of Swords, and the Fool again. So this is again talking about a little bit of a change in your mentality that I think is going to happen. I feel like by the time this comes in, the stuff you think is like important now is gonna change. Like you guys are going to, I feel like you guys are so on the right path. So I'm not saying like you guys need to fix everything, this is a mess and your energy is janked. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying naturally as a result of I can look back at like certain changes I've made in my life, and it's like I can look back and realize I have much more knowledge now than I did back then, but I can recognize that I was on the right path and that a lot of my intuitions were correct, but I just didn't have the same knowledge that you get like year after year after year. So I feel like just naturally as a consequence of your growth, you guys are going to align yourself with this, and certain values you have now are going to shift and change, and your perspective is just going to kind of turn. Like maybe now you guys are really independent, or maybe you guys are so focused on your certain career path and convinced that that's going to pay off, but it feels like when this comes in, you're going to welcome it with open arms, and you guys are going to kind of be like, huh, if I look back like 10 years ago, I wouldn't have wanted this, but I'm literally so happy I could scream. So it's all good, but it just seems like there's a little change of perspective happening, more growth. And like with the High Priestess, I feel like you guys are on point spiritually, doing a lot of the work. And so it's going, like I said, I don't feel like it's like you guys need a slap and you need to switch everything, but it seems like there's just going to be little changes that happen. But I feel like you guys are on the right path. You're learning, you're growing, you're in touch with spirit. So we're headed in the right direction, but there may be like twists and turns, but it is positive. So we also got the Lovers and the Six of Cups. So again, Lovers coming in. You guys have this lover energy so strong in this pile. If you guys were wanting a strong romance, you guys got it, because this pile, it's a major part of your life. It's the cornerstone foundation of your life, and it just keeps coming up. So they really want you to know that this relationship is going to be central. And I feel like with the Six of Cups, you guys may be having kids as well. But it also may just be one of those relationships that you guys are like, um, almost feel like little kids together, which would make sense because again, I'm getting you guys make each other laugh, you have fun together. I've said that so many times. So it just seems like a happy, positive vibe. But for you guys who want kids, I definitely feel like this could be kids coming in. And for those of you guys that don't want kids, again, keep in mind your perspective might be changing. I mean, I'm just saying because there's so many cards here about a change in perspective and about leaving something behind and going towards something else. So you might change and you might be like, oh, I never want kids, but you're super happy because it just seems like all of this stuff that happens, you guys are happy about. It really feels like such a positive energy coming in. And with the Knight of Swords, you guys may be able to, like I said, have that free time to pursue intellectual interests or creative interests. It may be that you guys are writing a book, because that would definitely be kind of Knight of Swords energy, or speaking, or doing anything intellectual. So you guys, I picked up on creative stuff that you guys might be doing, and there may be an intellectual component. Even if you're just doing paintings or art, you may be applying an intellectual lens to it. And this is another thing that I'm getting, is why your person is so attracted to you, is you guys have really great banter and quick witty conversations, and they find that so attractive about you. They find the fact that you guys like have a quick mind very, very sexy. So they are very turned on by the way you guys talk, and I feel like you have a lot of accumulated knowledge by this point. I'm getting that you guys, again, with this level up energy going on, and maybe, like I said, you guys might be experts, especially I keep getting the like health stuff or fitness stuff or something. I feel like you guys are that type of person that could like rattle off like 15 different facts about like the area that you like, or like 15 health facts, or like someone's like, well, what about raspberries? Are those healthy? And you're like, raspberries have XYZ amount of like niacin, and they have, I'm totally making this up. I don't know if they have niacin at all, but and they have antioxidants and blah blah blah, and their percentage of this is, and like you guys just know so much, and I feel like your person is so attracted to this. So again, you guys have accumulated a lot of knowledge by this point, and yeah, you guys, just your person's so turned on by it. So we also got new moon in Scorpio, work through your fears, a fiery climax approaches, full moon in Aries, and adjustments are required, third quarter moon. So more of that confirmation. Y'all are going to be shifting, y'all are going to be changing, but that's okay, because we're open and we know it's going to pay off in the end. And then we got new moon in Scorpio, which can really, Scorpio is a card that, or is a sign that's about a lot of things. But one of the main things about Scorpio is that union of two people, and really learning to, I mean, a Scorpio relationship is not that kind of relationship where both sides kind of like are separate and both sides kind of do their own thing. Scorpio wants that full merging of souls. Scorpio wants that deep love, and all Scorpios or people who have strong Scorpio placements are like this. So Scorpio suns, Scorpio moons, Scorpio Venus, Scorpio Mars, especially those placements. And then of course, if you have a really strongly aspected Pluto or other things, are going to be like this. They don't want that kind of half love, fake love, or a vibe of someone that is just kind of independent, doing their own thing and never really around. They want it all. They want complete merging of souls. And so it seems like, again, this relationship is super strong. And also Scorpio also rules, obviously rules sex. It literally rules the genitals. So you guys have a lot of sexual chemistry that's come through a lot. So yeah, I can see why people are a little envious, because it seems like this is like the relationship goals kind of vibe. You guys are just both turned on, attracted to each other, and everyone can tell the chemistry and the vibe. And then with full moon in Aries, like I said, it seems like you guys have a very active, exciting lives. Aries is all about excitement. It's that fire energy. And I feel like, again, even though you're merging with this person, y'all have done so much individual work, because Aries is a sign of individuality. And it feels like you guys have done a lot of work on yourself by this point. It's almost like you were a lone wolf for a while. And that's why you're so appreciative of this relationship. And you're so capable of coming into this relationship as like a whole, and not just being like, I'm dependent on this person, or I have so many issues to work through. A lot of you guys, I feel like this relationship may come in later in life, like 30s or 40s or later. And it seems like you've done so much interior work. I just keep getting that. Like y'all have worked through so much trauma, generational stuff. Like y'all have just done the work. So by the time it comes in, you guys are fully ready for that full merging, that you've done a lot of cleanup. So you're like perfectly clean and pristine and ready for that soul relationship, that depth. You're not afraid of intimacy by this point, which some of y'all might be, to be honest, kind of getting that vibe. So by the time it comes in, you guys are just so capable of this depth of intimacy. And maybe this is why your person really looks up to you to the extent they do. And final cards we got, you guys, is transformation. Again, I mean, I can't make it up. Fertility, career, and blessings. So transformation. We already been talking about this. It keeps coming up in every pile. So yeah, you guys are going to be transforming. You guys are going to be shifting yourselves, and it's going to be positive. Fertility, again, I feel like this may be children coming in, or it just may be that you guys are in your very divine feminine or divine masculine energy. This talks more about divine feminine energy. So if you're a masculine attracted to feminines, you may just be with someone who is exuding that and is just very strong in her femininity. It just seems like, yeah, a beautiful divine feminine energy. You guys have so many blessings, and if you do want to work on your career, I feel like it'll be something that you really enjoy because you have this kind of financial couching and this financial freedom. So you're not going to have to do a career that you're hating, where you're just clocking in the hours and you're miserable and you're wishing you could be somewhere else, and you're like, okay, but I have to rely on this paycheck. No, this is something that you guys really enjoy and really gives you love, and you love inspiring people. And I do feel like for some of you guys, I'm getting, you might have a public platform of some kind. You may put your energy out there into the world, and people may, be watching you on Instagram or watching you somewhere else. But it seems like you guys just have this beautiful career that really invigorates you and inspires you and makes you guys feel so proud and makes you able to share your wisdom with the world. So I really love this, you guys. What a positive reading this was. What a beautiful energy. You guys, yeah, this is an on point pile energetically. It was lovely tapping into this first thing because sometimes the energy can be a little weird, and this was such a positive reading. So thank you guys for allowing me to tune into your energy. Let me know in the comments if it resonated, and make sure to subscribe if you want to see more. Also, you can check out my Patreon. I have a bunch of readings posted there, so if you want to see those, check that out. Link is in my bio, and I will be back very soon for another reading. Also, make sure to give it a like, a big thumbs up, but I will be back soon for another reading. Sending you guys lots of love and light. Take care, guys. Bye. Hey, pile two. So if you guys picked this lime, this is going to be your reading. So they did a great job on the skin here. It's super detailed with all the little bumps, just like a real lime. And it has that big bump on the end, just like a real lime, and the stem as well. So a lot of detail, perfect for like a dressing with lime, or maybe a drink lime with coconut, or a dessert. Anyway, let's get right into your reading, guys. We got Nine of Cups, Queen of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, the Hermit, Knight of Wands, the World, Temperance, Knight of Cups, Eight of Swords, the Star, Six of Pentacles, and Page of Pentacles. So for you guys, I feel like a lot of you guys, you're going to be kind of, the vibe I'm getting is like you are in charge of a lot of stuff. Some of you guys might be traveling, and I feel like a lot of people kind of have their eyes on you with the star. You may be some kind of a public figure of some kind, or you just may be the head of a company or have some kind of a role like that. I do feel like a lot of you guys are going to be handling a lot of different responsibilities, and you have people looking up to you with the Six of Pentacles. People kind of relying on you for a paycheck or relying on you for some kind of money. And it's almost like you have a lot of eggs in different baskets. We got two Knight cards, which shows that you're probably going to be busy and constantly having to, manage different things. It's not an energy of someone that is just chill, sitting around, nothing going on. It seems like there's a lot of energy in your life, and you guys have to make a lot of decisions. With the Queen of Swords, you guys are in a kind of intelligent energy. People are relying on you to make decisions, to sign documents, to take care of different stuff, to look at data, to analyze things. You're using your brain in this position, but at the same time, it does seem like you have a certain level of power, a claim, and I feel like that gives you a certain level of freedom. So it doesn't feel like you're like chained to your desk and it's miserable and you're having to work like a dog. It seems like you guys, even though you have a lot of businesses and you may have a level of busyness where you do have to work, it seems like you enjoy it, and the energy is of someone who's very invested and invigorated by it, not kind of like broken down and having to work and they're exhausted. It seems like you enjoy it. It's fulfilling for you with the Knight of Cups. So it does seem like even though there's a level of busyness, it's also balanced really well by the fact that you enjoy it. And we did get temperance, which is all about balance. And she literally balances a fire cup and a water cup, and that's we also got water and we got fire here with cups and wands. So you guys have a nice balance between being really busy, being really active and having a lot on your schedule with also having an emotional balance. So it's not too far in either direction. And I think honestly, this comes about because I'm getting that you really love what you do. And it seems like you also have this busyness partially comes from with the Page of Pentacles that you guys are constantly, I feel, starting new companies, or you have new companies being offered to you. People are like, hey, I know you opened this company, but could you also manage this, or would you want to go in on me? I feel like that's something that happens in life. Like once you do it once, people are like, oh, okay, so you're good at this, can you help me with that? And so that's kind of how it's like, the saying, the rich get richer. Part of it is because people are like, oh, they already opened one company, hey, will you sign on and you can guide me and get a percentage, and they don't even have to do much. I'm not saying they do nothing, but it's like, I feel like that's the vibe, is like people are coming to you and they're like, would you want to go in on this? If you give me some guidance, I'll give you a 10% stake or something. Like it seems like you guys have different irons in the fire is what I'm getting. Maybe not all of you guys are running a business, but it seems like you're in demand as kind of an expert or someone who has a knowledge, and people are coming to you and asking for your guidance, wisdom, and compensating you financially for that with the Page of Pentacles. So it seems like there's other stuff that, like, new opportunities coming in a lot of the time for you guys. And again, I can't emphasize enough that you guys feel emotionally fulfilled with it, with the Nine of Cups. Even though you have a lot of stuff going on, you're busy, you're also enjoying it, you're having a good time. And again, with the World, you guys are traveling or maybe living in a foreign destination, living somewhere away from home. So it may be that your job takes you into a lot of places, but you guys definitely have a busy energy about you. So yeah, let's get into more cards. We got relationships, change, and gratitude. So again, you guys are grateful for this in your life. And I do feel like one thing that's coming through is your relationships with other people, or how much respect other people hold you. Oh, I just bit my tongue. Sorry. Other people hold you in. So you guys have a lot of I feel like respect from others. People respect you and see you as very intelligent. People see you as someone who has a lot of wisdom and input. And I feel like they come to you and ask you to help them with their different projects. Or even if you're like an accountant and you're not owning a business, like you're constantly in demand for new, consultations. Or if you're a doctor, same thing. Like it just seems like there's a lot of energy flowing in your life all the time. It doesn't feel stagnant, and it doesn't feel like it's just kind of the same every day. It seems like there's constant kind of regeneration. And we did get Wheel of Fortune, which kind of talks about that because the wheel is always turning. And I am reading all the cards upright for this pull. So, that definitely means like positive luck and good luck. And that is coming through as well. Like it seems like you guys kind of have a little bit of a magic touch. But like I said, there's a lot of kind of overturn in your life. I don't know if that's the word, but like it seems like there's constant, I don't want to say upheaval because it's positive, but constant change. It doesn't seem like you guys just have a really boring life and you know exactly what to expect. It seems like in your career sector, there's constant challenge, and you guys like that. You guys like a challenge. You guys are invigorated by it. You like what you're doing, and things are constantly changing and you enjoy it. You don't want that routine of just like, I know exactly what to expect. I've been at this job for 10 years and I could do it in my sleep, and I literally don't have to use a single brain cell because I'm just, filling in like the blanks, and it's just so easy. It seems like you are using your brain. And again, this is why people are willing to pay you guys more, is because not everyone can think this way. Not everyone can have you guys are like an expert in your field, and a lot of you guys are going to be respected with the star. A lot of people are going to like know your name, even if it's just within the field, even if it's just the only people that study your little tiny sector of academia or whatever it is. they are going to know you in this field, and people are going to like look up to you. And when, it's like this phrase, put some respect on my name. You guys, people respect your name. People hear your name and they're like, oh, they know what they're talking about. Yeah, I will listen to them. So that's a huge reason why you guys are able to make this money. So we also got Angel of Strength, Storm Warning, Yin Yang, and the Sun. So like I said, it seems like there's a really strong balance with yin yang coming through in your life of the obligations you guys have and also the things that you enjoy. I can see someone in like a European city or something, working really hard at the office and then afterwards going out to like have dinner with friends. It seems like there's like a busyness, but again, you guys like that. I can't emphasize that enough. For some people, I feel like, their ideal life would be like chilling on a beach and just relaxing, but honestly that can get boring. And I feel like you guys have this great balance of you guys really working hard and kind of giving it your all. It's kind of like work hard play hard energy, but it doesn't seem like you're burning yourself out. It seems like you guys don't feel like unrested or like you guys are exhausted or anything. It just feels like you are giving it your all at work, and then you're kind of giving it your all in your personal life as well. So a lot of people might not be able to pull off this schedule, which is probably why we got Angel of Strength. And I do feel like some of you guys will have also a exercise or fitness routine that may be also why we got Angel of Strength. So I'm seeing someone running through like the Tuileries Gardens in Paris for some reason, but I'm just seeing someone running around like Paris and, getting in their workout and finding a time. It may be one of those things where you guys, I don't know, you might be moving to Europe because I keep seeing that, but some of you guys may be moving to other places as well. I'm hearing Tokyo in my mind, but maybe other places too. But it just seems like you guys are one of those people that like you have a workout routine that you stick to. So you wake up in the morning and you go for a run, no matter where you are, and you drink your coffee and you find a local shop to get coffee from or whatever. It seems like you guys really enjoy this lifestyle of like exploring and pushing yourself and trying new things, and you feel very invigorated with life. It feels like you guys are excited by this. And there's always kind of something new. And maybe that's where we get Storm Warning, is it seems like you guys kind of put out fires. But again, I feel like I just keep mentioning it because for me, I tend to like, I don't really like too much like drama or whatever. I wouldn't call this drama, but for me, I'm like, oh, I don't like things to be a little chill. I like to be able to go like just chill out and like lay down if I'm getting too like stressed or whatever. And I have moon in the sixth house, so I kind of need to like be able to like relax a little bit because I don't want to burn out my health, and y'all know I'm always getting like sick, so I really need to. But what's coming through is you guys have this natural strength, so you're not as affected by stuff. So yeah, there could be something that blows up at the office and suddenly you have to work extra late or something, but it seems like you guys manage that so well, and in fact you like it. It's like one of those careers where there's constant, I don't want to say again upheaval, but constant new cases or drama or new things to figure out. I don't know what this word that I'm trying to come up with is, but it's just not boring. It's not boring, but it seems like you guys really like that. It's very positive for you with the sun coming in. So I feel like a lot of people, they might be burnt out by this schedule, or if they weren't doing what they love, they might be like, this is just too hard, or like, I can't believe I have to work a weekend again. But you're like, I love working the weekend because then I get to have Tuesday off and I'm going out with my friends or my boyfriends. And it seems like you guys have that balance of relationships, and you are that type that likes to stay busy, likes to be invigorated. So yeah. So we also got you're on the right path, let go, trust, and yoga. So I kept pulling cards until they gave me like a specific thing, because I'm like, okay, I get it. You're supporting and encouraging them, and we love that. Thank you, Spirit. But can we get specific? We need specifics. But they want you to know you're on the right path. Maybe some of you guys have been questioning, what am I doing? Or like, am I on the right career? And if you are, I feel like this could be a confirmation. Others of you might need to walk away from certain things to facilitate this lifestyle. But I feel like for some of you guys, maybe you're in school or you're heading towards a certain career that would be almost, it feels like a specialty. Like it feels like you guys would be learning to become a doctor of something, or like, you know, a radiologist or a lawyer in family law, or, you know, I don't know, but it seems like you guys will have a specialized field of knowledge that you guys really enjoy. And I feel like the lifestyle is going to be something that, again, this is where what I'm talking about is like lawyers, doctors, those people, they get paid well, but it's also something where there's a high volume of work, there's a high volume of intelligence. I'm not saying all of you guys would be in those fields and you might be in something else, but it definitely feels like you're using your brain, you're using your field of expertise, you're using your knowledge, and it's something you have accumulated. You might have had to go to school for it, or have a certification or of some kind. And Spirit wants you to trust in that process if you're not there yet, that you will end up there, because it seems like by the time it pays off, you're loving it. You guys really enjoy it. And so, yeah, I feel like some of you guys just need to hear that because they're really emphasizing it. And then, like I said, a lot of you guys will have like a workout routine. You might be doing yoga or something like that. It seems like for a lot of you guys manage to keep your kind of whole life on point. I feel like a lot of people will look up to you in this, like, oh wow, they really managed to have it all. They have this career that they're super respected in, super good at, but they also manage to have their friendships. And it seems like, honestly, I keep getting your Instagram is popping. Like, it seems like a lot of you guys have posts where you're traveling or where you're going to cool restaurants, or this money that you guys make from this allows you to have a really exciting lifestyle. So a lot of people are invigorated by this. They like looking, I keep saying invigorated, and that's just the energy coming through for you guys. It just seems like there's so much energy flowing here. And I feel like a lot of people will look at your Instagram and be like, wow, that seems like a really exciting life. It's not boring. It's not just that boring cubicle job where you're never really using your brain, and then the money it pays you, you end up using for a fun lifestyle on the side. So other cards we got: Galactic Mushroom, the Divine Matrix, Heart Home, Compassion, the Farther Gate, Bold Step Forward, and Mindful Group Think. So for a lot of you guys, like I said, a lot of people are going to have you on their mind. You guys are going to be known to certain groups in your field. I feel like people will think of you very highly and have your name on their lips. And again, people might also be looking at your Instagram. Some of you guys might be having a public platform of some kind, be it Instagram, be it YouTube, TikTok, I don't know, but I feel like people are going to know who you are on some level for a lot of you guys. And for a lot of you guys, you're constantly making these kind of risks. You guys are that type that if they say, like, you know, we're trying to find someone to move to Jakarta, or we're trying to find someone who will move to Rio de Janeiro, you guys are that person that would be like, I'll go. That's fine with me. Or we're trying to find someone to move to Copenhagen or something. It seems like you guys are willing to sign up for those kind of risky, like, I feel like some people would be scared or people would be nervous to move to a foreign country or to push themselves outside of their bounds. And you guys are not that way. You guys are very open to experiencing all the things in life. It's almost like you guys are that person that wants to try every flavor at the gelato shop or at the ice cream shop, and you want to learn all the languages, and you want to go into a pastry shop or a patisserie if you're in France and try all the different pastries and all the desserts. You want to know what it all tastes like. You don't want to just have the same old thing day in, day out. And that's coming through as your personality. And maybe this is why you're so invigorated by this lifestyle, is because it's constantly new. It's constantly changing. There's constantly something else going on. And so for some of you guys, the money you're saving up, I feel like you might turn into a home. But I also feel like we're getting heart home because it's almost like you carry your home with you. Your home isn't necessarily in one place. It's kind of rooted within you, and then you turn it into you carry it with you even if you're in a foreign country. Maybe, you know, you move to Seoul or something, but you guys carry your kind of sense of self within you. You carry this that you carry this personality, you carry certain like mementos you have that remind you of home. And so in that way, even though you're traveling around the world or exploring new places, you guys always have this kind of sense of yourself and you never fully lose touch. And some of you guys may also be developing a spiritual practice, I feel, because We did get galactic mushroom, the divine matrix, yoga, and I just feel like for some of you guys, there's a spirituality, there's like meditation practices. Maybe you guys do singing bowls, or like you have a morning tea ritual or manifestation or something, but it seems like there is a spiritual component to your life that really guides you. And maybe this is where we get home, like keeps you with a sense of home no matter where you go. So even though other people might be like, oh, I could never move to 3 different cities within 3 years, like I could never do that, you're like, oh, I love it. And I don't lose track of myself. I settle in easily because I know myself and I feel in touch with my guides and I feel in touch with my soul tribe. So it's no problem for me at all. So there's just this energy of you guys making yourselves at home no matter where you go. You guys always kind of find your tribe, always find your people, always find the things that you enjoy. Or like I said, the little coffee shop that you go to grab a cappuccino, or, you know, the place you go to work out at or go for a run at. And it seems like you make yourself at home wherever you guys go. So we also got the Fool. We got 7 of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, and 4 of Pentacles. So again, you guys are making a lot of money with the Queen of Pentacles coming in. You guys have a lot of cash at your disposal. So if you were looking for success, I definitely see that for you guys. And again, I feel like a lot of you guys are going to have a company that people are kind of dependent on, or you're paying out people's income. So you might be, yeah, a business owner and have people employed underneath you or something like that. And it does seem like you kind of have to find a little bit of a balance sometimes, but I feel like you guys do a good job of that with the 4 of Pentacles coming in, where you guys are constantly kind of working on that work-life balance, and I feel like you do a really good job at it. I feel like some of you guys may go through periods where you're so into your career, you're working all the time, you're really enjoying it, and maybe, you know, you're not taking that time out to go to a winery on the weekend with your friends, or to, you know, make sure you go to someone's birthday party or whatever. And that's something I feel like you guys will work out and work on and figure out the best kind of balance for yourself, so that you are able to give your all to everyone in your life and you're not just so focused on career. But career is coming in really strong as a major component of your life. And with the 7 of Cups, I feel like you guys will spend a lot of time, again, possibly meditating or being spiritually tapped into different things. And I feel like, yeah, there may come a certain point for you guys where this schedule frees up a little bit once you've earned enough money and you get a lot more leisure time and a lot more free time to think about the things you want. But honestly, I don't think you guys would want to have that much free time. You guys seem like that energy of someone that is just likes to be busy, likes to keep it moving, likes to have stuff going on. And even if you guys were to have free time, you'd end up like finding a side hustle and finding a way to monetize it and finding a way to make money from that, because it just seems like you guys are like natural born hustlers, and you also enjoy it. You enjoy resonating in the energy of money and putting your brain to use. You don't want to just sit around and be bored and just chill and just stare at a TV or whatever. You like to, you know, really be invigorated and in life, like experiencing life, not sitting on the sidelines and just watching someone else. So I feel like you guys may have your schedule free up at a certain point, but then it would be like, on to the next. What else can I do? What else can I find? Like, you know how you'll hear stories of, you know, like a really high powered lawyer or something, and then she gives up her career to raise kids, and she instantly becomes like PTA president, and like she becomes like head of 3 different charities, and she runs a really competitive bake sale and ends up like baking everything perfectly herself, and it's all like organic, gluten-free, and it's like such an overachiever of a mom. Like that almost feels like you, that's like what Martha Stewart did actually. If you read about her, I read her biography, and she was a stockbroker and a model before she opened her catering business, and then she turned that into like the industry she had. So it's like she just has apparently a personality, people said, where she just likes to be busy, and she'll just wake up at 6 a.m. and just like start braiding baskets from scratch just to put it in her like cookbook. You know, she just is that personality that she doesn't want to sit around. And that kind of is the vibe I'm getting for you guys. Is like y'all are hustlers, y'all like to be busy. Yeah, I think Martha Stewart, like it's so interesting how her parties and stuff, if you read her old books, I like collect her old cookbooks and stuff, and like her parties were on point, and she would do everything so over the top, like it's crazy. She would just have like the most perfect little appetizers and the most perfect desserts, and like braid a pea pod into like a shrimp thing, and it was just like so intense for a dinner party. So that's kind of the vibe. Like I just feel like you guys are overachievers, and yeah, and there's like new beginnings coming in. Like I said, if you guys do reach that point, I wasn't even looking at the dreamer, but that kind of talks about the same thing, the new fresh start, that you guys are always starting businesses or always trying something new, or there may come a point in your life when you transition from this lifestyle to a new one. But again, I feel like that ambition, that almost perfectionism, but overachiever. It doesn't feel like you guys have the same anxiety as necessarily other perfectionists, but I could be wrong. It's a general reading, so take what resonates. But it seems like you love to achieve, you love to do this stuff, and it goes into this new career for you guys. So we got surrender to the divine, take time to breathe out, and luck is on your side. So I feel like spirit is saying for a lot of you guys, you may be stressed about, am I on the right path or whatever? And you should understand that you guys are, you're being kind of herded into this direction. So it is positive, even if right now y'all are having to go through school or hard work to get to this point. I feel like you guys will achieve it, and it will be really positive. And I also feel like spirit is saying make time in your life when you reach this point. Don't be so obsessed with your career, your achievement, and all the stuff you want to do that you don't remember like your best friend's birthday, or you don't remember that it is your birthday and you have to, you should organize like a little dinner for your friends, at least, even if you are in a foreign country, even if you're in Greece. That's even better, right? So take the time out to enjoy, and actually don't just be going a million miles an hour, because I feel like that could be a proclivity for some of you guys. And with new moon and Sag, maybe some of you guys are Sagittarius. This is definitely Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, which is the planet of luck, but it's also the planet of wisdom, philosophy. So you guys might be natural born philosophizers, and it's a fire sign. So it's interesting because it's like so smart and philosophical, but it's also got that fire sign like immediacy and energy and like physicality. So again, this is such the vibe I'm getting for you guys. You guys like to be busy, you like to keep it moving, you like to hustle, but you also combine it with that Jupiter wisdom and that knowledge. And that's maybe why so many people use your services and pay you so much money, is because you have both. You're not just that intellectual who's like sitting up in their room and typing away and not responding to emails and just kind of like the nutty professor being forgetful. Like you're not too much of that kind of intellectual energy, but you're not too much of the fire sign, like just chaotic energy. You guys have a nice balance of intellectualism and fiery energy. So you are that person that will respond to emails, will get things done, will be on point, but you're gonna apply a high level of knowledge to it. And so final cards we got passion, courage, and justice. So again, maybe some of you guys are training to be lawyers with the justice card coming in, or training to have a lot of knowledge in your field. I feel like you guys have so much knowledge, and there's this bravery that you guys have that I feel like your guides and spirit is just commending you on, that you guys are not afraid to experience the world. Some of you guys may have come from a small town or something, not everyone, general reading, so there's going to be people from everywhere, but it's like you have always been willing to step into that fire, or to move somewhere new and challenge yourself, to move to a big city, to move to a foreign country, to try a new field that no one else has tried. You guys are so brave, and I feel like your guides want you to know how brave you are and how that will pay off in the long term. Your energy, your enthusiasm, your zeal, your which is, I memorized this definition when I was little, so I've said it before in other readings, but it's just coming to mind again for you guys, which is an enthusiasm that brings the extraordinary out of the ordinary. And that's y'all. You guys might, other people might, have something that they're like, oh, I don't want to do this project. I can't believe I have to work late today. And you're like, I get to work late today. I love this project. I'm going to get it done. I can't wait for that promotion. I'm so excited. You guys are a little competitive in a good way. You guys are willing to step up to the plate, plate in a way that others aren't, and that's what pays off, and you bring passion into everything you do. And I feel like in your lifestyle, this is just optimized for that kind of a lifestyle. You are that person that's almost like this ideal employee or ideal company leader where you put enthusiasm into everything. You go the extra mile, you work hard, but you also do it with a genuine kind of smile on your face. You like what you're doing, you like your lifestyle, you like going for a run afterwards or meeting up with your boyfriend afterwards and having some wine and chatting over what you both worked on. But there's this intellectualism running through your whole life, your whole career, that I feel like is also matched in your friend group and in your romantic relationship. So if you're with someone, they're going to be on the same page, probably met in the same field, or they have a similar level in their field. Like if you're a lawyer, they're a doctor, that kind of a thing. But yeah, you guys just feel like you're in love with your life, in love with your lifestyle. You're constantly learning new stuff, possibly moving into a new town or a new city or a new country. And there's this constant discovery, constant. I think the word for this reading is definitely invigoration. There's this feeling of being in love with your life and having so much passion for everything you guys do. It just seems like you guys just really enjoy this lifestyle. You're hustling, you're busy, you're waking up early, you're staying up late, but you love it. So I really hope that helped you guys. I think that's all the info I'm getting for you guys. So let me know if it resonates in the comments, and also make sure to leave it a big thumbs up. And if you guys want to see more of my readings, you can check out my Patreon. Link is in my bio, and check those out over there. And I will be back soon for another reading. So make sure you're subscribed here, and I will be back very soon, sending you guys so much love and light. Have an amazing day, guys. Bye. Hey, pile three. So if you guys picked this red apple, this is going to be your reading. It is a beautiful red apple, nice and shiny. It looks perfect for an apple pie, apple tart, any kind of apple dessert, apple cake. I just love apples in like everything they go in. So this is an amazing choice, but let's get right into your reading, guys. You guys got the Knight of Wands, Seven of Wands, Six of Swords, the Sun, Two of Cups, Five of Pentacles, the Emperor, Ten of Cups, the Empress, Two of Pentacles, Judgment, and the Moon. So right away, I'm getting that you guys, I feel like you guys, first of all, will probably be married or in a serious relationship with the Two of Cups and the Ten of Cups coming in. And I feel like both you and your spouse will probably be prosperous and powerful with the Emperor and the Empress coming out right after the Ten of Cups. So they're kind of joined by the Ten of Cups. So it seems like you guys might run an empire together, or both of you guys are successful in your respective fields, but you guys come together as one. But it definitely seems like whoever you're with is going to be powerful, and you're going to have some power as well. And with the Knight of Wands, I feel like there's a lot of heat in your relationship. They are probably somewhat charming, charismatic, probably someone who has a lot of sex appeal. So it seems like you really enjoy that. I do feel like with the Seven of Wands, you guys might be facing competition from others. There may be competitive people around you, and it may be something where you're having to hustle a little bit to kind of keep those competitors off. And, you know, maybe your lifestyle is a little bit packed, a little bit busy. But it definitely seems, you know, it's kind of like I'm hearing it's lonely at the top or something like that. Maybe this is because you guys are in Empress Emperor energy, and so when that happens and you guys are doing well, you know, that tends to attract haters, jealous people, and everyone wants to be at the top, right? So if you guys are at the top of the heap, which I'm seeing, that could explain why there's this element of competition and having to, you know, keep yourself going and keep yourself on your game. And I feel like that may be something that like plays in your mind of like, you know, even if you are the queen, you will always have someone trying to kind of usurp you, trying to do something. So it's not necessarily like a bad thing. It's just a reality of reaching success is you're going to have people coming for your crown. But it seems to me like you guys have a lot of success, and also you guys feel really like you guys are very plugged into whatever this career is. It feels like it's gratifying to you, and you guys genuinely enjoy it and get a lot out of it. I'm feeling like whatever you guys do, honestly, I'm feeling like it involves some level of water energy, so like psychic abilities or creative abilities. It seems like A lot of you guys will be doing, and we did get the moon, so definitely water energy with the moon. And that's kind of what I'm talking about is like moon energy. Water rules a lot of different things, and it rules creativity. It also rules intuition. And for me, I think I think they've done studies and they found like monks in meditation, and then they did a brain scan also of like a top violinist, and they're using the same part of their brain. So I personally do believe that when you're kind of meditating or doing psychic work, you often use a similar part of your brain as you do when you're doing creativity, like writing, painting, composing music. And I believe it's because you're getting downloads from spirit in both cases. And that's the vibe I'm getting for you guys, is there's something where you're downloading things from spirit, whether you're actually working as a psychic or a medium. Maybe some of you guys are tarot readers. I don't know, but you could also very well, I feel like it's more common, I guess, to do creative work for a living, even like a graphic designer or, a songwriter or a writer or something like that. It definitely seems like in your work, you're using some kind of that creative water psychic part of the brain, if you guys know what I'm talking about. Because to be honest, that part of the brain and that kind of activity, it feels the same to me when it's creative work or psychic. And usually sometimes they'll clarify which, but this time I'm just getting a general kind of, it could be both. So you guys could fit into either one of those groups in this reading, but it seems like you guys are good at it and you're respected in your field and making enough money. And your partner seems like a very strong person, honestly. I don't want to say domineering, but it seems like, I often find this someone who's very creative, and, creative types can be kind of not the best at like paying bills or remembering to, organize their files or whatever. And I often find that they will get matched up with someone who's very good at that kind of type A management of their life. And that's kind of the vibe I'm getting with your partner, is like they're someone that is very strong minded, very strong willed, probably is intimidating to some people, which is funny because you guys are coming off as very empathic, very sweet and loving. So, maybe you need this person to kind of be protective of you, but you guys are both Emperor and Empress in your different ways. So let's get more into other cards. We got balance, empathy. Oh, I pull out these cards and I basically completely forget them until I do the reading. And so it's funny whenever I say a word like empath and then we pull empathy right afterwards. Like it always kind of cracks me up because yeah, like so that's, yeah, you guys definitely come off as very empathic, the energy I'm getting. And if you guys are doing creative slash psychic work, I'm not surprised that you guys would be empaths, but I almost feel like you have a little bit of a guard dog, kind of like a bulldog in your corner with this partner that you guys have. It seems like they are that type that will like flag down the waiter and be like, excuse me, yeah, they said dressing on the side. Can you take that back? Like they are very upfront and forthright and kind of protective of you, honestly. So it seems like you guys can kind of, in a way, go into your little creative cocoon and like create and feel really safe and do psychic downloads, you know what I mean? And maybe you have like a little art studio or something, and they're kind of maybe taking care of like, okay, I paid those bills, or I talked to this person for you, so yeah, we can move your schedule around. They said that's fine. Like it seems like they just take care of stuff for you. They're coming across as very protective, almost like they would be kind of prickly with everyone else, but with you, they're kind of a teddy bear, or you kind of have them wrapped around your finger. But with everyone else, they're probably like, oh my god, they're so intimidating, they're so hard to deal with, but you got them figured out. So I also feel like, again, so there's that balance in your relationship. There's that vibe of like one yin and yang, a very masculine energy and kind of a very soft feminine energy. But you guys might be masculines on this side. Take what resonates for your personality. Maybe you're the masculine and you're like, oh, I'm really aggressive or really strong or whatever. Maybe you're the feminine in that way, but It seems like there's going to be this kind of balance in this relationship, one side being very soothing and supportive emotionally, and the other being more supportive in a way of like the pragmatic aspects of life. So I feel like you guys really enjoy what you do. It gives you self-esteem, it gives you satisfaction, and again, I'm getting a lot of you guys will be acclaimed in this field, which may be creative or like psychic. So you guys have a lot of gratification from the feedback you get and the amount of people who love your work, and it brings a lot of joy to people because you guys are really channeling. I always think the best art is channeled, and that's why sometimes art, people will be like, what the heck is this? Like, I don't get it. um or like, why would anyone want to watch a movie like that? Or why would anyone want to read a book like that? That sounds so boring. And then you read it and you're like, oh, this is amazing and it's flowing so great. And I think a lot of that comes from when it's genuinely channeled and when you genuinely tap into the energy of channeling the divine and wait for the divine to give you that guidance. And it seems like you guys are really doing that, and people respond to it because of that, because they can feel the divine that we all want to tap into through your art. I've said this before, but like, I never understood Picasso, and it's not still my favorite type of art. Like, I'm prone to like classicism, whatever, however you say that, and romanticism. I love like the Hudson River School, so that's more my style of art. Picasso is not necessarily my fave, but then I went to the museum in Antibes, and his art in person, you feel such energy coming from it, and I was like, oh my god, I totally get it, even though before it never really clicked for me. I was like, it's kind of pretty bad. But seeing it in person, you feel this energy, especially all together. And that was where he painted and stuff. But so you get this real vibe. And I feel like that's kind of what's going on, is like, you might be doing something unconventional that other people don't get, but you guys are getting downloads from spirit that are coming through so strong. And so that's why you guys get acclaim and people really like the stuff you guys are doing. So we also got Carrying Connections, the Garden and the Gate, Goddess of the Moon, and Door to Personal Healing and Happiness. Wow, what positive card. So again, this moon energy. And it doesn't surprise me because honestly, I'm getting a very divine feminine vibe in this pile. And we are having this Cancer full moon coming up. So perfect time for such Cancer moon energy to be coming through. That's the home of the moon. So everyone get ready for that. But I do feel like you guys, a lot of my feminines in this pile are giving off mother energy because you guys are very nurturing, very kind, very understanding and sweet and loving. And maybe that's another reason why people are drawn to your art or your psychic abilities and readings. They almost feel like it gives them a sense of comfort, of home, of like, a nice roast chicken roasting in a cold winter day and a candle burning and coziness. Like, there is something very reassuring and sweet, like a warm blanket, about your energy that you guys give off. And this might be why you have attracted such a polarity in your partner, because it does seem like you attracted a divine masculine who's very masculine, who's very strong and kind of tough and kind of ruthless in a way, but not towards you, but goes out into the world and is willing to fight and all of that. So again, in these readings, it can totally be flipped. I get that question asked a lot. So if you are someone who's like, I feel like I'm more in that kind of divine masculine of being this ruthless go-getter type, then absolutely. And it means you will probably attract a divine feminine counterpart who's very nurturing, sweet, and loving, and gives you kind of that sense of home and peace and love. So it definitely seems like there's a lot of polarity coming across in this relationship, and it's a major theme in your life with Carrying Connections coming out again. It's not a romantic deck, but this is a romantic card that came out, so it seems like it's a major part of your life. And with Garden and the Gate, and Door to Personal Healing and Happiness, it seems to me like you guys have done a lot of work on yourself, and you guys might be master manifestors, which doesn't surprise me because I'm picking up on psychic ability in this pile. So it may mean that you guys have manifested this life, worked hard for it in your manifestations and stuff. Of course, part of manifestations is going to an energy of just receiving gently, but You also got to put in the work. And it seems like you guys were really good with your manifestations, did a lot of personal healing work, like shadow work and all of that. And so that may be why you attracted this kind of partner and this kind of a lifestyle. And it seems like a lot of you guys have done genuine spiritual work. I'm hearing some of you guys may have gone to spiritual retreats of different kinds, or you read a lot of spiritual documents, books, and writings, and maybe watch spiritual videos. But it just seems like you guys have really leveled up and are very high up on the spiritual ladder and are very aware of certain things that other people may not be aware of. Again, maybe this is why you guys are great channelers, bringing messages from the divine down to this planet. But I'm not sure how everyone will fit in. Some of you guys may be the artists, some of you guys may be, doing psychic work like directly, but I don't know. I just feel like you guys have done so much spiritual work. You're very advanced in those fields. So we also got travel, freedom, author, and speaker. So definitely, again, like I said, there's creative work coming through. And for a lot of you guys, this may be writing and it may be speaking as well, but it definitely seems, yeah, maybe some of you guys could be like spiritual teachers, spiritual YouTubers, or spiritual speakers of some kind, maybe motivational speakers even. But I'm definitely getting this aspect of you guys kind of channeling through your work, whatever you're doing. But if you guys have been thinking about writing a book or maybe even starting a YouTube channel or something, I feel like this is a great confirmation that that would be something successful for you guys. And I feel like you guys might also be doing other creative work, maybe painting or videography or something like that. But it seems like you also have a lot of freedom in your life. You guys might be traveling a lot. We can also see that kind of with the Six of Swords. So it seems like you guys are kind of exploring the world and you guys might be traveling quite a lot. I could kind of see something where like your partner, maybe like president, again, this is for the feminines or the ones who fit into kind of that psychic nurturing role. But I feel like your partner may be, head of a company, president of a company or something, and you might end up, they have a conference in another country or something, and you end up traveling with them, maybe in first class, because it seems like they would be buying first class tickets. Maybe it's in like Berlin or something, and you travel to Berlin next to them, and while they're in the conference, you go around and you explore all the little shops. Or maybe they are having a conference in Australia and the same, but it almost seems like you guys have a ton of freedom. You're able to explore. Maybe this is also part of your job, especially if you guys are a paid speaker for other companies where they are paying you as a motivational or spiritual teacher. You may be traveling from place to place because of that, but I definitely see travel as a major aspect of this. And you guys are constantly kind of learning, changing, moving from place to place, getting downloads, and it really makes your life very rich. So there's a lot of exploration. And for some of you guys, you might even be living in another country, a foreign country. You might be moving to like Korea or Denmark or France or Paraguay or wherever. It might even be, close to home, but a totally different part of the country if you live in a big country. But it definitely seems like you guys are exploring, and there is this beautiful kind of, I don't know how to put it, invigoration of life. Like there is this constant new experiences, constant learning. And I feel like you guys just almost feel like you're in love with life and you guys are kind of just constantly broadening your horizons and getting downloads and being very open to things, and at the same time keeping your very gentle energy, maybe because you have this protector. So I really love that for you guys. So other cards we got: Lost Compass, getting back to integrity; Straddling Worlds, wandering between realms; The Further Gate, bold step forward; Dances on One Foot, balancing act; and Me Talks, repairing the body, mind, spirit. So, for a lot of you guys, I feel like you guys might become spiritual leaders or teachers for a lot of people and teach them how to do detox of spiritual work. So, you guys might be doing like salt baths and in that kind of routine for yourself. You might have done a lot of heavy shadow work and you're kind of a guide for other people. And if you're not directly teaching people spiritually, you might be doing that, like I said, through your creative work. It may be very inspirational for people and give them spiritual downloads that they might not even know directly that they're getting. But it seems to me like, again, like I said, a lot of really amazing art is imbued with like spiritual energy. And whether people know it or not, that's what's going on. And it seems like you guys really do that and teach people and give them that spiritual download. So I feel like you guys may also be very health conscious. You might be someone that pays a lot of attention to what you consume. A lot of spiritual teachers and stuff do that, like avoiding what's it called, fluoride in water because it can calcify the pineal gland, and other things like that that will keep you in very much more like divine pure energy, I guess. So you guys might be teaching people about health stuff or doing a lot of routines to keep your health up. I feel like you guys will have leveled up so much that you have a lot of knowledge about a lot of different areas and about how to glow up, because sometimes people think the only way to glow up spiritually is to do spiritual work, when in reality, if you're someone who maybe leans more into the physical dimension and, wants to just pay attention to your body and stuff like that, there's a lot of spiritual work that you can do just through things like exercise or getting sunlight um, or taking salt baths or eating very healthily, because all those things are kind of interconnected and there's energy in the food we eat and stuff like that. So I feel like you guys will be very on point when it comes to that. And it seems like, again, straddling worlds, again, I keep getting you guys just, you kind of exist in this realm, but there's so much psychic ability you get from the other side. You probably have vivid dreams and all of that. And I feel like you guys are constantly, like I said, with bold step forward, exploring new things. Your brain is very enlivened by this. Your heart is very enlivened. You're constantly kind of opening yourself to new cultures, to new people, trying new cuisines, going to new places. And I feel like, again, your partner is kind of your protector in that. You guys also might have started a family with them. For some of you, I feel like it'll be up to you guys, because I'm feeling like for some of you guys, it's almost like your children or your babies are your spiritual students. But for some of you guys who do want to start a family, we do have a ton of moon, which is a mother energy. So you may be doing that. You may have a big family, and the 10 of Cups can indicate that. But I feel like you guys did a lot of spiritual work with Lost Compass. So it's something you're very much able to understand when people are going through a hard time, how to bring them back to a positive place. So we got, you are very close to achieving your goal. Gibbous moon, believe in the impossible, blue moon. The energy is gaining momentum, waxing moon. So oh my gosh, it's funny. Again, like I said, I kind of forget when I'm channeling, like, or when I'm pulling cards and then I start channeling, I don't remember the cards at all. And um I didn't know we had all moons. I didn't even really pay attention as I was pulling, but we had all moons, and I was saying we have a lot of moon energy, and it's like, wow, there's just so much moon energy coming through. Um so yeah, it's like you guys have been able to manifest this beautiful life, and I feel like you give inspiration to others because of that. Again, I just feel like there's something about you that's so inspiring to people, and people really take so much from what you guys have gotten done. Like, I feel like sometimes, even if you're not directly stating, like, manifest this way in spiritual truths, people learn from you and they see you doing it, and it makes them realize they can do it too, because a lot of you guys will have really transformed your life or transformed your ancestral line or something like that. And so people see you as a huge inspiration and very aspirational, because I feel like, honestly, a lot of you guys will be looking very attractive. I'm seeing someone who is just has a really pretty face and kind of honestly pretty trim, to be honest, like physically. Not that that's the only way to be attractive, of course it's not, but that's what I'm seeing, is someone who's kind of petite. And again, of course, this could be flipped. This could be your partner if you are, really tall or something, and a masculine or something, then maybe, that's that's just what you're attracting. I don't know, but that's what I'm seeing. So I feel like you guys have this cuteness about you that so many people are drawn to, and you keep that for a long time. Like, I feel like you guys probably look younger than your age. And you have this kind of dreamy, ethereal quality to you, very strong moon energy, like I said, that's bringing a lot of people in for you. And it's funny because we got gibbous moon and we got a waxing moon. And I feel like, yeah, there's so many things that you guys have built. There's so many things that you guys have brought into your life and built from the ground up. Like, I feel like people will kind of see you and think like, oh, this chick is really bougie, and her husband pays for everything, and she was probably born into this really wealthy family. And maybe that's even true for some of you guys, but I'm hearing for a lot of you guys, even if that was the case, you still had to overcome a lot of ancestral trauma. And a lot of you guys, I feel, have a prominent Venus energy to you, and you guys, again, just have a natural attractiveness, a natural kind of sweetness, Venus, beautiful Aphrodite energy to you. And so a lot of people may resent that and be jealous, but you have your protector who loves that about you and is not about to let make people make you feel bad about that. So they kind of big you up, and they will keep away the haters and remind you of how amazing you guys are. But you guys are very attractive. That's just what I keep getting. I'm really seeing such an attractive like woman walking around the streets of like London, and just everyone is like turning to stare, turning to look, and she's kind of lost in her own world, kind of lost in her thoughts, maybe listening to music, and she's kind of there but not there. She's kind of in another dimension as well. So again, you guys are just giving like beautiful artists that everyone kind of finds mysterious and wants to know but they can't know energy. So let's get more cards. Our final cards are friendship, psychic abilities, travel, and well-being. So again, I just forget these cards so much, so they always come as a surprise to me when they just come out so like on point to the energy I've been picking up. So yeah, you guys may be using your psychic abilities, and you may use that whether it's in your art or directly communicating and channeling those psychic abilities and relaying them to people, or just imbuing them in the kind of art you create, the kind of life you create. I even feel like some of you guys, you might be like professional bakers or something, and you make really beautiful baked art, almost like beautiful cakes and beautiful pastries that are gorgeous colors and inspire people. I just feel like it may not be through a traditional way that you're channeling and projecting your psychic abilities, but it brings so much beauty to the world. And that's something we all need to see. Sometimes I think people can think in order to be contributing something to the world, they have to be like, volunteering at a homeless shelter. And I'm not saying that's not great or amazing, or they have to be, directly like coming in and fighting for an environmental cause. And again, I'm not saying that's not beautiful or important as well, but I'm saying that there's more than one way to skin a cat. And we have four aspects of the elements for astrology and for the tarot. So, that water element, that soothing, beautiful, loving energy is just as important as like earth, hardworking energy, and you need it all. So, I feel like you guys, I'm also getting like Libra vibes, to be honest. Like, yeah, or maybe even Taurus as well, because the Venus is coming through really strong, but definitely Pisces and Cancer as well. I just feel like you guys give off an energy of something that is so soothing and loving, and you level people's energy up, because sometimes people just need to be uplifted. You never know that, someone may be going through a really hard day, and they don't need to hear a list of like to do things, or, they don't need to have someone just kind of coldly give them a sandwich at a homeless shelter. They need to see a video of someone that makes them laugh and puts a smile on their face and makes them realize that there's love in this world. You know what I mean? So I feel like you guys bring so much to this world because of the kind of spiritual work you do, and it's vitally, vitally important. And that's maybe why we got the Empress, is like it's doing a lot for people. So travel coming through yet again. You guys definitely, I feel like, will be traveling, maybe have a little bit of a jet set lifestyle. And with well-being, again, there may be a component to your life or your career where you guys are teaching people how to detox or how to live healthily. And it could be spiritual detox, it could be physical detox. All those things, like I said, they interplay with each other. So it might be that you're in the fitness or health industry, but it's really benefiting people. And I feel like you guys just give so much to people. I feel like you guys will be surrounded by a glamorous group of friends. They seem kind of understated like you, maybe also creative like you. Maybe they're not the loudest, people around. Maybe they are kind of, almost, I don't want to say introverted because there's so many different ways to be in this type of energy, but maybe they, are just more kind of psychic and spiritual and stuff. And you guys talk about that. You have a lot of higher intellectual interests in common, and they seem like they're glamorous, attractive as well. And I could almost see you guys meeting up to get like a very sophisticated lunch with like a cappuccino and I don't know, maybe some escargot or something, or some nice civilized dish. I'm just getting such a winter vibe from you guys. Like it just seems like I keep seeing winter in Paris when all the trees are dead, but there's a coziness and like, like lamp lights are on at dusk and it's just I love honestly that time of year. So to me, that's a compliment. But yeah, I love your guys' vibe. It's so chill, relaxed, and cozy. And it just feels like all is well in your life in the future. And there's just this beautifully aspirational thing. And I mean that in the best way that other people will aspire to it and it will inspire them. And make them realize that anything is possible and that we can create exactly the life we want for ourselves on earth, and we all have the power to make that happen for ourselves. So thank you guys for letting me tune into your energy today. Truly so beautiful. I just loved it and I hope it resonated. Let me know if it did in the comments. Also leave it a big thumbs up and a like if it resonated. And if you want to check out my Patreon, link is in my bio. That's where I post other readings if you want to see some of those. And make sure to subscribe. I'll be back soon for another reading. Sending you guys so much love and light. I hope you all have an amazing day. Take care, guys. Bye. Hey, pile four. So if you guys picked this mango, this is going to be your reading. So there's a ton of detail on this. You guys can see it has green on the end, just like an unripe mango would be. There's like a soft greenness on the end, and then there's this stem as well. And if it wasn't hard to the touch, you'd probably think it was the real thing. So they did a great job. I love mangoes, so this would definitely be a pick of mine. But anyway, let's get right into your cards. So you guys got Knight of Cups, the Star, the Devil, Six of Pentacles, the Magician, Two of Swords, Four of Cups, Two of Cups, King of Wands, Ten of Wands, High Priestess, and the Empress. So I feel like first of all, there's a lot of relationship energy coming in. You're probably going to be for sure in a relationship, and this relationship is a major aspect of your life. It really seems like you and this person just have this major connection. You guys are super drawn together, almost a little bit obsessed with each other. I feel like, especially your person is going to be very into you, maybe even, like I said, a little obsessed with the Devil coming in and the King of Wands. They have a lot of desire for you. And also with the Knight of Cups, they're just very emotionally plugged in to you. So they really like you, to say the least. And I feel like honestly for some of you guys, this may be almost like stay-at-home mom, or maybe even a stay-at-home dad. Of course, if you're divine masculine, divine feminine, the roles can be reversed, so take it as it resonates. But I just feel like for some of you guys, you may be getting money from this person. They may be providing for you financially, and it seems like for you, you guys are very immersed within this relationship and within this world with them. Like I feel like a lot of people almost you might be like relationship goals for people, or you guys just have this super deep connection and others pick up on how intense it is. I feel like you guys just seem like you can't get enough of each other, like you guys are just so drawn to each other. And I almost feel like in a way some of you guys, you might almost lose your identity at first because of the intensity of this connection. And then I feel like you might find it again. And there may be that kind of coming back to self moment. But I do feel like a lot of you guys are going to be busy, and some of you guys may have a large family, and you might be dealing with a lot of responsibilities related to that. But it definitely seems like your relationship with this person forms a major aspect of your life, and you guys are so in love and so into each other. It's just something that is coming through so strong. So let's get more cards. So we got friendship, indecision, and love, of course. So this love relationship is super strong for you guys. And I feel like in a way, this is almost coming through as like spirit is saying you might be overwhelmed with this relationship at first. Sometimes when we find our soulmate or someone that we just feel so drawn to, it can overwhelm us at the beginning and we just get so drawn into it and so obsessed. And it takes time to kind of come back to self and realize like, oh, this person isn't going away. I can kind of be myself. And I feel like your person at first, honestly, there might even be a little insecurity on their part, thinking like, oh, this person's gonna leave me. It seems like they are so desperate for you that at first it may manifest and be a little controlling, and you may have a sense of like almost, I want to say losing your identity, but I don't want it to be that dramatic. But it's just like I feel like you kind of, your person is just so obsessed with you. They think you're so amazing, and they may at first be like, oh, I don't want you going off with that person, I don't want you doing that, because I want you here with me. And maybe it takes a little minute for them to realize that you are going to be loyal to them and you aren't going anywhere, and you do want them just as much as they want you. And so yeah, I feel like at first there may be like some decisiveness you guys need to find, where you guys step into your identity after a while. But at first, it seems like you're kind of searching for a little bit of meaning or searching for your own identity outside of this person. But the final card we got was the Empress. So I feel like you guys do end up in a role where you guys are empowered, but it's almost like you have to use your high priestess abilities to find that version of yourself. You guys have to go inward and contact spirit and see what spirit has to say. I feel like a lot of you guys are going to be very attractive in the future with the star card coming out, and maybe this is where some of this insecurity from this person comes out. But it seems like you guys are going through a lot of self growth in the future, and your lifestyle at first is very tuned into this person. So maybe it's that, you just kind of don't lead them. Like it's like you guys just spend all this time together. You guys are kind of attached at the hip. You guys go on a lot of dates. I feel like your person might have a lot of wealth and they might take you out on expensive dates and stuff. So you might be going to really high end places. And then I feel like with time, you can kind of get a little bit more distant and you start stepping into like, what are my interests? What are things I like to do on my own? Maybe even forming friends outside of that. But I feel like some of you guys will form friendships as well with other people in your social group, and possibly like through your children. It may be that like your kids know their kids and you guys end up becoming fast friends that way. But it does seem like you guys have, you're less plugged into a career than certain other piles. So it seems like maybe that is where you'll have this time and space to have these friendships and really nurture them. So other cards we got is anxiety, the thinking man, door to value, and finally man holding a coin. So again, this emphasis on money from your person and really with the divine masculine. So maybe if you're a divine masculine watching this, you might be the one providing money for your feminine or something like that, or it may be roles reversed. I don't know, take it as it resonates. But definitely for my feminines, it feels like this is a man who wants to provide for you and really wants to do everything for you. You may even be traveling, I feel like, and going to like expensive places, expensive locations. But it does seem like you guys have a lot of free time, and that may provoke anxiety. I find sometimes when I have like an entire week stretching in front of me and I have nothing to do, even if I was looking forward to that when I was so busy, I oftentimes will be like, Okay. And, suddenly maybe something I was kind of not really thinking about suddenly comes up as a fear or a worry. So sometimes when we have all this free time, it can kind of play on our minds. And maybe this is where you guys will start making other friends and forming more identities outside of that. But it does seem like you have a lot of leisure time and your person is very much willing to provide for you and give you a level of wealth. And I do feel like this person is highly intelligent. Maybe they run a business or something. Maybe they are in charge of a lot of people and highly respected in their field. But it definitely is giving me almost like kept woman vibes. And I don't want that to sound bad, but just like everything is kind of provided for you. And I feel like in a way, this is where later we see like a story with this, where later you guys are finding your own identity and your own interests and really leaning into things that you really love and being in the process of self discovery for that. So it's almost like at the beginning, you're like, oh, this is wonderful, and you're accepting of this. But later on, you come into your own self and you start really, really wanting to form your own space and carve out your own life. So I definitely see a progression in this chart, and like the energy at the end is different from the energy at the start, which is interesting because none of the other piles had that, but you guys have this kind of storyline and this saga happening. So, other cards we got: books, family, school, and study. So, for a lot of you guys, you will be starting a family with this person. You guys will be having kids and creating your own little unit with this person. I definitely feel like you guys would make great parents, great moms, and this is maybe why you are so close with your husband or your wife. I feel like a lot of times when you form that family union, it becomes kind of the two of you against the world, and that's definitely the vibe I'm getting for you guys. Is there's this super intense closeness between you that almost like no one could come close, no one can compare, and everyone sees this, like how joined you guys are at the hip. um and so I feel like you guys might be bringing in a lot of kids into this family, and you guys would be heavily involved in that. So it wouldn't be a situation where you're just dropping the kids off with the nanny, or the nanny's coming over and you don't see them all day, or, dropping the kids off at daycare. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Obviously, people have to, make a living, and different people have different financial situations or whatever, but it just seems like you guys are going to be heavily involved with taking care of the kids. And there is this aspect of, yeah, possibly like a stay at home mom or something, your person giving you money to take care of them. And then you're at home kind of being with the kids, spending time with them, helping them learn and stuff like that. You may be supervising them while they're in school or reading to them. But I feel like for others of you, you use books as kind of like an escape, because again, I'm seeing you guys having free time. I'm seeing the kind of lifestyle where like you wake up, take the kids to school, and then maybe the day stretches out in front of you a little bit. So maybe you have time to sip your coffee and your imagination starts running wild, and maybe you have a story idea, or you start writing things down or doing something. And I feel like this would be very positive, because I'm seeing this journey of returning to yourself, returning to the things that really make you passionate. That at first, when you got into this relationship, that was so amazing and so incredible, but you got kind of overwhelmed by it. Like you got so into it, you thought it was so amazing that you kind of lost a little bit of yourself. And now we're going to see you guys start going back to yourself. Maybe for some of you guys, this might happen later. It might be a saga that happens when the kids go off to college or leave the nest or whatever. It just seems like there comes a point when you guys start returning to your interests, your, you know, preferences, your favorite things, instead of focusing on what makes everyone else happy. And then I feel like maybe you guys would go back to school and start studying something, or maybe just study something like a hobby on the side, like you're looking up YouTube videos, or maybe reading and writing. I feel like for a lot of you guys, you might immerse yourself in certain types of books. Maybe like you read romance novels on the side, or you read sci fi or something like that. But I feel like you guys might actually pick up a pen and start writing, even if it's just fan fiction, even if it's just random stories that you post online, and you don't have that many readers, or you might get it published. But it seems like this is an integral part of you guys kind of returning to the self, and I feel like this brings a lot out of you guys. It's almost like you don't have as much of an identity because your person is super smart and they kind of get to go into the office and use that side of their brain. And it's not that they don't respect you or that, obviously being a parent is super hard work. So obviously any stay-at-home mom is going to be doing a lot of work. But I do feel like for you guys, this allows you to get in access with your like intellectual side more, and that means a lot to you because your person is able to access that side when they're at work, but you're kind of stuck at home having to deal with the kids, not really having that adult energy of that side of your brain come out. So I do feel like you benefit immensely from this shift and change in your life. So other cards we got are Spirit of the River, movement towards adventure, Garden of Venus, rest and renewal, Magician's Sword, confidence in your magic, Dream Thief, refusal of the call, and Repairing the Veil, forgiveness. So, with Dream Thief, refusal of the call, it feels like you guys have a journey, and maybe some of you guys in this group are like older or something, and you've already been through this energy, and this is the energy you're heading into because I'm just seeing a super defined saga where at first there's a little bit of paying too much attention to what other people want, need, think, desire, and not enough attention to yourself. And then slowly moving into this energy of really caring for your own self and your own preferences and your own desires and not being so plugged in to everyone else's emotions. And there's a return to the self. So you guys might already be there, but this is the saga I'm getting. And I feel like at first it's like you feel spirit calling at you of like, you should try this, you should write this, or you should paint this, or you should do this, you should pick this up as a hobby. And you guys are almost blocking it out. And then later on, you start answering the call and finally listening instead of refusing it. Because, of course, there can be an amazingly beautiful life purpose in bringing a soul onto this planet and guiding them and shepherding them and guiding their course in this life. So I'm not downplaying parenthood at all. I think it's truly such a holy and special thing to be trusted with a little human soul and raise them up and continue your ancestral line and all that jazz. So I am not downplaying it or trying to put it down, but I feel like there's also things that spirit gifts us as like purposes that are kind of outside of that. Like we have multiple purposes, and maybe one of your purposes is raising these kids and being a great spouse, but also maybe a purpose for you is something that is like a special interest that only you know in your heart. And it's about finding that and bringing that out because the world will benefit. And I feel like that's something that happens later. It's almost like this to me always looks like a corset, and you guys are kind of corseted, like locked into place in like a very traditional way at first. And then you start stepping out of it and gaining confidence and realizing that you guys can do whatever you want and that this is your life and you don't want to just see it slip away. You want to actually go into this movement towards adventure, spirit of adventure, and try and experience as much of life as you can. I feel like with Garden of Venus, a majority of your lifestyle is going to be kind of Venus energy. There's wealth, there's a little bit of relaxation, there's a little bit of you guys um you know, like Venus energy is, and it says here, rest and renewal. And Venus energy is very restful and very kind of open because it is the divine feminine. And the divine feminine never really goes after what they want, they receive it. And that's kind of the difference between masculine and feminine in the ancient kind of divine masculine feminine vibe. So it's like you guys aren't having to go out there and achieve stuff, and you have this more free time to figure out what it is you want. And I feel like later on, you become a little bit bored and you start stepping out of that. But your lifestyle for a while, it feels like you're taking care of kids a lot. It feels like you're looking after your partner and maybe going out and spending time with friends. It's kind of like the typical yummy mummy vibe, or like, the posh moms getting coffee together while their kids are playing in the park, and they're in nice clothing, and it's maybe very upscale to people on the outside, but it doesn't feel like you guys are fulfilled at first. And then I feel like later you really find what you want. And sometimes having this space in your life where there is you know even if it may be annoying in the meantime, there's a financial freedom that you're provided with by this situation. And so it gives you that space to figure out what you want to do and what really speaks to your heart. Because, of course, when people are plugging in from 9 to 5 and so busy and grinding the whole time, they don't have time to really, a lot of times, think about what truly moves them. So that's one of the upsides of this is you guys have more time and almost like disposable income to figure out what it is that spirit is calling you to do. So other cards we got are King of Pentacles, the Hermit, Knight of Swords, Nine of Swords, and the High Priestess. So with King of Pentacles, again, I feel like your partner is going to be wealthy and you guys may be living a very glamorous lifestyle together. You guys may be traveling or going to high-end places. I'm seeing Europe, I'm seeing, London or a Amsterdam or a kind of upscale traditional European city, something like that. I feel like they may be involved in kind of a traditional field where they might be a business owner of some kind or they might manage a company, but I feel like a lot of people look up to them. I do feel like with the King of Pentacles, they are really successful at whatever they do. And again, they're making a lot of money. And with the Hermit, you might feel alone. Like you might feel like, you have nothing to do all day. And maybe they even give you their credit card and they're like, hey, we're visiting this city, we're visiting Denmark, so or Copenhagen. So go explore and go spend as much time as you want, spend as much money as you want, go have a nice lunch. And it's like really fun and enjoyable, but then you get kind of bored. I'm seeing like that scene from Sex and the City where Carrie is given like she's visiting that Russian guy. I don't remember his name, the ballerina guy. Alexander Petrovsky, isn't that his name? Yeah, so she's visiting him in Paris, and he's like, "Oh, I'm busy all day, so go ahead and take my card." And like, he gives her some money, and he's like, "Go do whatever you want to do." And so she goes around, and she's eating all these pastries, and she goes to La Durée, and she's having macaron, and she's really enjoying herself. But then she's like, "Okay, and what's next?" And she's just totally bored, and that's kind of the vibe. Like, I feel like you guys are really enjoying this money, but there's also this aspect of wanting to find something that also makes your soul really sing and that you really just absolutely love to do. And I feel like that comes with time. With the Knight of Air, it's almost like there's an intellectual side of you that doesn't necessarily get activated at first and that comes out later. And I feel like this is really amazing for your well-being because you move out of being just like a sexy partner energy, which is always fun, or being in love and being a mom as well, obviously, separate. But I feel like you guys, the intellectual side of you doesn't get activated as much. That air energy, you're not able to use that side as much. And there comes a point, which is kind of Nine of Swords, where you guys just it's like you're just done with this. You guys are ready for something new. And then I feel like we have High Priestess energy where you start listening to spirit and really feeling guided to follow what spirit is telling you. And for a lot of you guys, this may be writing or just doing something on the side, maybe even getting a small job outside or working for a charity. But I feel like you just need to use that part of your brain that's like an intellectual and kind of be seen as an adult or be seen outside the context of the relationship. And I feel like that's really gratifying. So it's almost like you have a new life later on where suddenly you're exploring more of your brain and your intellectual side and challenging yourself in that way. And I feel like you get part of your identity back and you really love it. I can't say enough how gratifying it is. So your lifestyle changes from kind of having a lot of the day empty and having a lot of free time to fill to suddenly you're up and maybe you do send the kids off to school, but then you're at your desk writing and you're chugging coffee and you're actually pretty busy with that. And maybe, your spouse calls and they're like, "Hey, want to go get a late lunch? I have a free day." And before you would have jumped at the opportunity and been like, "I'll be there right now," and been so excited. Now you're like, sorry, babe, I can't. I gotta finish this deadline. My publisher is really wanting me to finish this chapter tonight. Sorry. I'll see you later." And maybe the roles even switch a little bit where like you're like, "Hey, babe, could you pick up work? Could you pick up food after work? Could you pick up dinner because I really don't have time to cook? Could you just pop by and get like a roast chicken or something? But it seems like, yeah, there's this shift where suddenly you guys are kind of making yourself center stage. So I'm not getting anything super negative, but I just feel like there is a journey and there is a transition point where you guys are really initially kind of very plugged into your relationship, into your children, to be honest. Although some of you guys may want to be child free, which is totally fine. But I just feel like for those of you guys who do have kids, you'll be involved with that. And for those of you guys who don't, you'll be super involved with the relationship. But either way, it comes to a transition point where you're suddenly focused more on yourself and your interests. So we also got you are good enough, full moon in Virgo, your hard work is paying off, new moon in Capricorn, adjustments are required, third quarter moon. So two earth signs, Virgo and Capricorn. Maybe some of you guys are earth signs like a Virgo, Capricorn, or possibly a Taurus. But Virgo is ruled by Mercury and it is about communication. So again, this emphasis on communicating. And I feel like, again, with you are good enough, this is about really a journey of empowerment. This is about you guys stepping into your power and realizing that you and you alone have something so special to offer the planet. And I don't mean you alone in that like you're the only one, but there's something special that only you guys can bring forth. There's something special that about your perspective that only you could say. And I feel like at first you kind of reduce yourself or you think other people are more important or like, well, I'm just a mom or I'm just a dad or I'm not, I'm not the center of this story. And later on you shift into realizing that you matter so much and that your perspective and your what you have to say is just as important as what anyone else has to say. And so yeah, I feel like that's going to be a really exciting time. And then I feel like your lifestyle is going to switch. You're not going to have so much free time and you're going to adjust things a little bit, but you feel really gratified even though you're doing a lot more hard work. It seems like you love it. Like you wake up excited to work. You guys wake up excited to paint or write or work for the charity you're working for or whatever interest this is. Maybe you start a YouTube channel of like a side hobby you guys had, or maybe you start a Instagram of like little doodles you drew or foods you cooked or something like that. But it just seems like there's something that you guys feel called to do and you really benefit, I can't say enough, from not having to monetize it right away, because a lot of people, they can't pursue their hobbies because they don't have the time to like you know to take off work and to work on cooking an elaborate meal and then photographing it really well and doing it all during the day when the light is pretty, and it's pretty appropriate that the light ended right before you're reading, you guys, now that this metaphor comes up. So it's like there's so many factors at play and so many people just have to work in 9 to 5. They may hate to pay the bills, and I feel like spirit is saying, take advantage of this and use this time. And if you feel spirit calling to you to step outside of your normal domain, which I feel like is kind of like the home, and move more into your passions and the things that makes your heart set on fire and the things that you really love, then I feel like you guys should do it. So final cards, we got happiness, strength, love, commitment, and peace. So again, this love relationship coming through so strong in your reading. I feel like that is just a major cornerstone of your life that really shapes your identity and also your lifestyle, schedule, and all of that. You're super committed to your person, and you guys, I feel like really might build a family together and spend a lot of time together because you enjoy each other. And I feel like your person's rock. They depend on you so much. You bring so much to their life, and their higher self is grateful for this. But I also feel like it takes strength on your part to sometimes deal with looking after your person or giving them support, and you don't feel your own emotions activated and your own highest self unleashed. And I'm really excited for you guys to reach that point in this story where you're leaning into your hobby. And of course, these readings are not set in stone. We all have free will. So if you guys are aware of this now and want to speed up the process and are like, I'm stepping into that energy right now of leaning towards my destiny and figuring out what hobby or what interest I have that just sets my heart on fire, and I just want to share it so much with the world, then you absolutely can speed and fast forward through that process and reach the end result of happiness and peace. I love that these are book ending where you guys feel so emotionally supported by what you do. You feel like your identity isn't just limited to your spouse or your kids, but it's much bigger than that. And I feel like some of you guys with the star will be building some kind of a public platform, even if it's just being an author and people click on your page on like Goodreads or something and they're like, oh, I know this person. But I feel like people will know your name, or people will be so drawn to the stuff you guys are pulling forth from the other dimensions, because I do feel like a lot of creative work is spiritual downloads. So I feel like there's something really beautiful that you guys are bringing forth. A lot of people are invigorated by this. They love the messages you guys kind of download from spirit and bring forth into this world. So I feel like it gives you guys such an immense satisfaction to have your own identity, to have your own mark on this world and on this planet. And it's just really satisfying and gratifying for you guys, and I just feel like this deep sense of happiness and fulfillment with it. So there's like a whole journey going on. There's like multiple lifestyles y'all are gonna have. At first it's very focused on kids or spouse, and you know, you are able to enjoy the kind of luxuries and the money that they bring forth, but then you're transitioning into really kind of feeling more empowered. And I feel like you might even, some of you guys might even make a distinction with your person of like, you know what, you need to do more chores around the house, or you need to pick up more of the household labor, or I'm not making dinner every night, you have to do it, you know, 3 nights a week or something, or you need to split the chores with me or something like that. I feel like you guys just end this reading in such an empowered energy, with your throat chakra way more activated and way more open. I just posted something on my Instagram, which was like a little funny psychic joke that said, you must have mistaken me for someone who has a blocked throat chakra, which if you know about chakras and kind of spirituality, it's like throat chakra is how you communicate. So basically saying, you thought I wouldn't say anything, or you know, you don't realize I'm going to clap back, and it's like your throat chakra becomes activated and you feel a lot more capable of speaking and speaking up for yourself. And that's on every level, because I feel like, again, you might be writing or creating art, which is also the throat chakra, with writing and stuff. So it's just a beautiful energy that you guys end up in, and a little bit of a journey getting there. But I absolutely love this for you guys. So happy that you guys end up in this place. And yeah, so let me know if it resonates in the comments, guys. Leave it a big thumbs up if it did. And also make sure to check out my Patreon. I post all my additional readings over there. So check it out. Link in the bio if you want to join us over there. And make sure you're subscribed over here if you want to see more readings. I post every few days. So check it out if you guys want to see more of them. Make sure you're subscribed. And I will see you guys in the next reading. Sending you so much love and light. Take care, guys. Bye.